Good morning. What is up, y'all? So, I know it's not Training Tuesday, but, y'all, we are about to have a good training. So, if you're here with me, buckle up, sit down. let's, let's hit this head on. So, first and foremost, this is May. We are in a brand new month. Not only are we in a brand new month, y'all, we are in a brand new annual sales, annual mentor award period. So we're gonna hit that real quick because I feel like sometimes it's they're two awards that are overlooked because they are a little bit more difficult to achieve than say some of the other awards that we have that we are able to earn. Annual sales and annual mentor, it's not that hard, especially when you realize what the rewards are that you get. So, annual sales means that you sell, excuse me, $30,000 in a year by yourself, not your team, just you yourself. When you sell $30,000 in a year, you're going to get a glass award similar to this. You're going to get $1,000, y'all. I mean, what could you do with $1,000? What would you do if you got $1,000 from Cincy? I thought that annual sales award was unachievable. I really did. For somebody like me and my normal typical months, I did not think that was possible. I was always that person was like, yeah, she can do it because she hits good months. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do anything that you want to do. How bad do you want it? That's what it always boils down to. How bad do you want it? How much work are you willing to put in? Because we've said it before, you can't put in this much work and expect to get this much in rewards and, good things. You have to put in the work to get what you want. And with annual sales, my biggest advice would be to track every month. So if you're on a good track to getting it or if you need to speed up. Or if you could take a break, And when I say take breaks, it doesn't mean take 2 months off. It means take a momentary break and then hit back hard. So, annual sales, my biggest advice would be get you a tracker. It could be as simple as pen and paper, y'all. Pen and paper, write it down, and track it each month. And your annual mentor, I believe, from what I had seen, it was 14. Hang on, let me check myself before I tell y'all the wrong thing. But for annual mentor, you have to get a certain number of teamies to certified. And it's a little challenging because it's not something that you're in control over. Yes, you can train them. Yes, you can do all the stuff right, and sometimes it still just doesn't happen. Last year I earned annual mentor. I didn't earn annual sales, but I earned annual mentor. This year I earned annual sales, but I didn't earn annual mentor, and that's my fault. I wasn't keeping track of what I should have been. So at the end of the day, I feel like tracking for both those is going to be super big. You can go in your workstation, you can look up annual mentor, you can look up annual sales, you can see exactly how those are earned. Start tracking that today because, like I said, annual sales, you get $1,000. Annual mentor, you get paid for each consultant that you get trained. Y'all, 10 consultants I want to say it's like 14. But the number of consultants that they set, if you get even more certified, that's even more pay. So not only are you training your consultants and you're getting them off to the right start, but Cincy is applauding you by saying, hey, good job. Here's you a little bit of a bonus for training your team how you should be. Like I said, sometimes you could train, 20 people the same exact way, and you're going to have maybe 5 rock stars, and the other 15, it's not for them. That's not what they want to do. That may be what you want them to do, but that's not what they want to do. So, Don't beat yourself down if that's something that seems a little bit more challenging. That's when you have to focus on, okay, this is not what they want. So I have to find more, friends that want to do this. It's not bad. It's not bad for them. It's not bad for you. It just means that that's not what they want to do. Find new teamies that they are wanting to do this maybe full time. Not everybody wants to do it full time. Some people want to do it to get their discounts, and hey, that's cool. That's how I started. I wanted discounts on them washer whips, y'all know. And it's led into so much more. So, like I said, if you find yourself that, annual mentor just seems to be, it's tough, it's not happening. My biggest advice is make sure you're having those sponsoring conversations. Make sure you're having those, join conversations. Make sure you're showing the world why they should join Scentsy. You can't just tell people, hey, join my team, and expect that they're going to join. Out of every single person that I've ever brought on our team, there's only been one person that I didn't give them a detailed reason why they would want to join. And that's Brittany Suggs. Brittany Suggs seen me, she's seen my energy, and she was like, I want some of that. I want some of that right there. She didn't have any questions. She was a rarity, though. That doesn't happen often. Most of the time, you're going to show every single day what Scentsy is doing for you, and you may get one sponsoring or one join conversation. And when you do, it's a miracle. It's a blessing. It's awesome. It's a great thing ever. But when you do, that you just can't say, well, hey, join my team. Your friends want to know why. What are the benefits in joining? It's like you're looking for car insurance. Well, why are you going to join this company's insurance and not that one? What's the reason? Because they can join any company they want to join. So why do they want to join yours? For me, I love the community. I love my girls. I love my women that I work with on the daily. I love the family aspect that Scentsy gives. And then on top of that, I love the freedom to be at home to do stuff with my son on sick days. And, I love the freedom to be able to work whenever I want to. I could go back and go clean teeth today. I don't want to. I don't want to be stuck in an office staring out a window like this. Yesterday, I was able to sit on the pool deck, listen to the water rushing, and watch my little boy play. That's what I want to do. That's how I want to work. And I was still able to work and get some stuff done. I was able to get team shout-outs done from last month and from this past week. And I was able to do a few other things, place some orders, talk about some products with my friends. That is why I love Scentsy, because those are things that as I was sitting there thinking about, I was like, how many times was I in the office on pretty days like this looking out the window? To me, I want to enjoy my time outside and still be able to work and make a living. And that's what Scentsy does for me. So your friends want to know what Scentsy is doing for you. That's where the majority of your join conversations are going to start, when people start seeing what Scentsy is doing for you. If you're not showing them, they don't know. The only stories that people know about companies or products or whatever typically are the bad stories. They don't hear the good stories. Why? Because people are so eager to spread bad news than they are good reviews. They love it. They feed off it. And it is our job to show our friends how great Scentsy can be. And that's going to be one of the biggest steps into your annual mentor. That's one of the biggest steps in growing a team, is sharing why. We can make it complicated. We can sit here and go around all day long trying to figure out what makes someone want to join. But if you sit back for a minute and you reevaluate your situation and you think, okay, why did I join? Well, why did you join? Think about it for a second. Really take it in. What made you join? Did you have a good sponsor? Did you have a good friend that you trusted and you believed in? And you knew that whatever she was saying was from the heart? Did you just have somebody that ran up to you and said, hey, come join my team? Because normally that doesn't work for me. I've never had that work for me where I said, hey, join my team, and somebody's like, oh, yeah, I want to. Typically, most of my friends came from parties. So we were able to grow a relationship. They seen how simple it was to do these parties, to, make it happen. I gave them a banging party, and I said, hey, you can get a join kit for this much. You are going to get, shooting star award when you come on. You're going to instantly have a $100 paycheck on our first payday. If that's what it was, if it was a different paycheck, then, I would tell them whatever their next paycheck was going to be, because people want to see. You can't just say, hey, you'd make a great consultant, you should join today. Like, normally that doesn't work. But throw them out what they could get by joining, and then wait for them to ask you the questions. Throw it out, hey, your party's done great. I think you'd be a great consultant. Here's some rewards that you could get by joining. Yada, 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 yada. And what do you think about that? What do you think about it? What do you think about it? Let them tell you, because if right now's not the right time for them, that's okay. That's fine. They may change their mind a month from now. You don't want to burn that bridge with your friend. You don't. You don't want to be in a mood with your friend because they didn't join you. Because they didn't join your team. You don't. You could burn a complete bridge, and you don't want to do that. But that's how the majority of my joins have happened. It's been through a party. They were incredible hostess, or maybe they weren't incredible hostess. Maybe they were just they hosted a party. They had fun. I could tell they had fun. And then I said, hey, girl. Or I didn't say, hey, girl, but I said, hey, I feel like you really enjoyed this. I enjoyed working with you. What do you think about getting your kit for this price? And just doing this, doing this for fun. And a lot of times, they'll ask me questions. I'll answer their questions, and we'll go from there. That is how I've grown my team. That is how I hit annual mentor last year. On top of me training, my girls that I brought on, or my women. But you can't just say join my team. You can't just post a flyer. That's never going to get it. If that's how you start off doing it, that's fine. But I feel like the biggest way to recruit is from the heart. Tell them what it's doing to benefit your family. And of course, if you talk about income, all you have to do is include the income disclosure. You can talk about income all day long. Include that income disclosure. That is it. Cincy don't care that you talk about income. They just want to make sure that our people know what the majority of consultants are making when they join. Your $4,000 paycheck is not going to be what a new person coming on is going to get. So you have to include that income disclosure so your people don't think their first month they're going to come in and they're going to make that kind of a paycheck, because it doesn't happen. That happens over time. That happens with consistently showing up and putting in the work. Put in the work, put in the hours. I don't even know. There's a song about it, basically. But they're going to have to show up, and since he doesn't want them to say in a month from now, well, I didn't get my $3,000 check. Well, no, it was your first month. You didn't. I do know a couple of people that they did get big checks, within their first few months. But they worked super hard. And that's what it takes, when you're fresh and you're brand new, or even if you're a year or 2 years in, consistently showing up, pushing through the hard days, that's going to be what gets you. Pushing through the days when you don't feel good, pushing through the days when you have a sick baby, pushing through the days when mentally you're just not there. There's several ways you can work your business. So on a day when you don't feel your best, work your business in a way that makes you happy. So for me, I've done Happy Mail on days when I just didn't feel good and I didn't want to work. Why? Because I didn't have to hear no, and it was a comfort zone for me. Those were the days that I just didn't want to message nobody. I just didn't feel like it. And that's okay. I was still working. I was still doing something that was work related. Another thing when you're going after goals like annual mentor award and annual sales is making sure your mind is in the right place. We often forget, but that is the biggest thing that's going to make you or break you. That's the biggest thing. It's your mindset. We all have anxiety to an extent, I feel like. We all have our own struggles that we deal with mentally. And I feel like at the end of the day, we could all sit back and say, you know what, I don't feel like messaging anybody because my mental status today. That's when you've got to try your best to push through. Check yourself. Check your mindset. I was telling a friend that the other day, you know, one of the biggest things for me last month was trying to keep my mindset in check, because there were several times when I just wanted to break down and cry and say, you know what, I can't do this. I can't do this, and I quit. And that would have been a heck of a lot easier. But at the end of the day, that would have done nothing for my mental status. I would have felt like doo-doo when I got to the end. I know I just said that. When I got to the end of the month and I didn't hit that goal. And my friends that had already placed orders thinking that I was getting it, you know, I would have felt bad that they placed an order expecting me to get this award that I didn't get because I gave up too soon. You know, mindset is everything. Keep it in check. It's okay to feel ick for a minute. It's okay. You're fine to feel ick. We all have ick days. We all have ick moments. I had one the other day and I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend most of my day outside. I'm going to work in the yard, work on the pool, work in the garage. I'm going to spend most of my day outside because that's what I've got to do. I'm going to pop my ear pods in and I'm going to get out of this mood. And about halfway through the day, I felt well enough to start working. You know, like I said, we all have them if days. Find out what's making you feel fix it real fast, and do what you got to do. Hit your goal hard. If you're on a trip in a car and you just decide to stop on the side of the road because the journey seems long, you need to rest your legs, you need to get a snack, you need to go to the bathroom, whatever, that's going to take you longer to get to your destination. It's the same concept with our goals. You know, if you're taking breaks all the time and you're stopping and you're not going and you're not giving it what you want, but yet you want to hit director, or excuse me, or you want to go full time to give your family freedom, it's going to take you a lot longer to get there. And if you're okay with a longer journey, that's cool. But if you want to get it done and hit it head on, you've got to get your mindset together. You have to. It's not going to be perfect all the time, but working on it is going to get easier. The more you realize, hey, I'm not doing these tasks because I'm procrastinating because it makes me scared, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this task anyway. Eventually it's going to get easier. You're going to be able to notice when you're not in your right mind. You're going to be able to say, you know what? It's not that I can't do it. It's truly that I can't get my mindset in the right mood. So I'm going to take a pause in my working environment. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to get fresh air. I'm going to go get an ice cream from the store, whatever your happy moment is. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to hit it head on because my mood is going to be in a better place. That's true. That little bit of time outside did wonders for me. I love being outside. I'm an outside person. I love it. So when I sit inside and I get cooped up, that's how I get. And I was coming in here every day, sitting down, doing my work, and just feeling like my mindset was just horrible. So figuring it out and getting it right, that's big. I cannot stress that enough. I cannot stress how big your mindset is, how anybody on this team can do anything. I've watched people on this team do so many crazy, incredible things. And all it took was them to tweak their mindset, get it right, and go hard for it. I've watched Dana hit $5,500 in a month. I've watched Gina. Gina was $5,500. Dana, I can't remember what Dana was, but Dana was a crazy high PRV number. I've watched several of y'all hit $2,000 every month and continue to do it. I've watched several of y'all come in and sponsor like crazy. You can do anything you want to do. You just have to be willing to go at it hard and do it hard. And I hope everyone on this team is writing down that you're going for annual mentor this year, or you're going for annual sales, or maybe you're going for both. And today is the first month of that new period. So this is a fresh start for every consultant that Cincy has. We all are getting a fresh new start to go after annual sales, to go after annual mentor award. This is our fresh start. But you can't hit annual sales doing 500 PRV in a month every month. You can't hit, I guess theoretically you could, but when you got to the end of the year, you'd be running around like a crazy lady. I had to hit 6,500, I think, on my last month. And if you were only doing 500 a month times 12 months, you're looking at only 6,000 PRV for the year. And you have to hit 30. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe it wouldn't be impossible for you to hit annual sales, but it would be very tiring. And then, you can't expect to hit annual mentor without mentoring. You have to be recruiting. You have to be having those join conversations. You have to get annual mentor. And not only when you're doing those things are you going for that goal, but y'all, when you're going consistently every month to hit annual sales, that is, I think when I did it one time, it was like, if you want to do it evenly throughout the year, it was 2,500 PRV each month to hit 30,000 in a year. Yeah. Well, y'all think 2,500 PRV for a month. Well, you're hitting your bonus pay, which gets you that 30% commission. On top of that, y'all, you are, so let's think, that'd be like 2,500. So that's like a minimum $600 paycheck on a 30% commission. So not only are you improving your chances of getting annual sales when you're, when you've got your goal tracker and you're aiming to do, say, 2,500 a month, you're also increasing your paycheck. So if you're somebody that you want to go full-time and you need to start making money of a full-time paycheck, it's not a bad thing to go for something like annual sales. It's really not, because at least you're hitting your minimum leader pay and then some. And that's going towards your GWV. If you're not a leader yet and you don't know what GWV is, that's an abbreviation you can look up in your workstation. But basically, it's group wholesale volume, and that's you and your whole group together of what you're selling at a 75%, I believe. It's the wholesale value of it. But yeah, those are two things starting this month, and you'll have a year to get both of them. So, like I said, everyone's had a white slate. We're all back at zero. We're all starting back over again. We're all starting at 0 sponsors, or 0 recruits, 0 in sales. So you have just as much of a chance at getting this as anybody else does. I want to know those goals. I want you to drop them in the comments. I want to hear how you're going to get your goals, because that's important. I feel like you can write your goals down and you can have them there, but if you do not have a plan to achieve those goals, and it's not written out and it's not put somewhere where you're going to see it, it's a lot harder to hit. It really is. But having it on a plan, and I don't think I would have struggled as much towards the end had I have been more diligent about writing mine down. Like, I wrote mine down. I kind of knew where I was for annual sales, but I should have sped up a little faster, and then I wouldn't have had to have done so much on the last month. Like, it about killed me. That was rough, trying to sell that much in 1 month, knowing that there was a deadline to hit. That was super, super rough. But being that I did it, now I know that anybody can do it. I am no different than any of y'all. I'm not. I have a very poor family. We do not, I don't have a bunch of family members buying from me every month and spending tons and tons of money. Like, any of my PRV that I've gotten has been pretty much from friends that I've met and parties that I've done. Every single month, I try to have my parties booked to where I can at least hit 2,000 PRV in a month. And this year, my new goal is going to be $2,500 in a month because I don't want to be stressing out over annual sales at the last month. Like that was crazy. But I'm gonna hop off here. I'm going to let y'all just drop your goals in the comments. Drop them in there. Let's know how you're gonna get them. Let us cheer you on. Let us cheer you on because I feel like it's a little easier too when you have people that's like, yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can get it. Update us along the way. Let us know how you're doing. Just knowing that somebody else believes in you, I feel like is big too. Having somebody to believe in you with you. But that's it. I'm hopping off. I hope that there was something that I threw in here that you're like, aha, that's going to work for me. Y'all have a great day.